In this video, we're going to show you how to identify areas of disturbance in core images. These areas of disturbance will be used in a subsequent video to mask off the disturbed areas in cores that can be pretty handy for data editing or correlating. So let's get started with what we're going to do in this video. The first thing we need to do is get our includes files folder and open up includes image masking. Okay, and there it is. And you'll see image masking is in a submenu of COD image. And we're going to talk about marked disturbance in this video, and then another video we'll do the masking of the core images. So we can hide this guy. We don't need this anymore. All right, so here we are. We've got a set of images from 1553A, and we've got the coring matrix and the offsets and some data just for the heck of it. Okay, so let's go up to image, and here's image masking and mark disturbance. Okay, the function will revert core images to MBSF. Do you want to continue? Yeah, we do. We always do this in CSF or MBSF because that's a invariant depth scale. It won't change with offsets or new splices. So we always revert back to CSF when we are identifying the bad areas. So let's say S, in the core image folder. Okay, so we're going to select an image, and you'll also notice that we've now got a table with masking data, the disturbance to the top of the core, the top of the disturbance, the bottom of the disturbance, and a note. Okay, so we'll start with number one. And here we are. Perhaps I'll make this a little bit smaller so you can see everything. Okay, so now what I usually do is take a look at the very top, which is where disturbance usually is. And looking at this, I actually don't see any disturbance there. Now, if you don't see anything, you don't need to move the cursors, you just say continue. Now you get asked whether you want to go on to the next core or do more with this one. We want to go on to the next one. And I know that 2 is okay, so let's go right to 3. We'll continue with that one. Okay, now I know that this is actually a bad area up here. It's so white it's hard to tell on the image. Let's do this. We'll do a horizontal expand again. Okay, now this is the bottom of the soupy area in this core. So I'm going to move the A cursor to the top of the interval. Notice we're at row 0, and it's always good to check that when you're doing the top of the core, because sometimes you don't quite make it and you wind up with a little line up there when you do the masking. It's not a big deal, but something to watch out for. And we'll bring this guy down to the bottom of the disturbed area and go down here. And you notice we have this pause for cursor panel. I didn't point it out before, but after every cursor move or after every core, we take a look at it. Here's a note. This is soup. Okay, the next core. Now, if we had another disturbed interval within this core, we could say no, and we would continue on with this. But we don't, so we'll say yes to the next core. And that's going to be 4. And we'll continue. And I think this one looks okay, but let's double check. Yeah, looks all right. Continue. Yes. Do 5. Continue. Do the expansion. Okay, we got a really messy looking area there. So we'll move this guy up and move this guy down. And we'll continue, and again, it's soup. And we'll go on, let's do one more. Number 6, continue. Have a look. And I'll put A cursor here and the B cursor right down there. And we'll continue. It's once again soup. And I think we're going to quit here. So let's say cancel. All right, so here's our 3 masked off areas. That's all we really need to do. But just to sort of make the point that this actually works fairly well, these are data that were given to me from the core describers. And it was done after I had actually done an exercise like this on the ship. And what you can see is if you look at core A3, for instance, from 0 to 150 centimeters, which is 12.5 to 14 meters, are disturbed. And here's 12.5 to 14. And say, for instance, 6, you'll see is 41 to 41.5, and it's 41 to 41.5. And in fact, in general, everything that the core describers saw, pretty much we're able to pick up with the images and the marking disturbance. So that's it. Go on to the next video on core or image masking to see how we use these.